Yo, welcome back to Tremonte and Friends Boxing. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and we're going to always get right to it, man. Did Andre Ward retire prematurely? That's my question to y'all. Did he retire prematurely? So Andre Ward's background is very interesting. He was out there in Oakland getting it in. See, y'all know this about Andre Ward. Purchased his book, Killing the Image. Very good read. Andre Ward ended up going to the Olympics and winning he won the gold medal in the Olympics. Became a professional. He won the Super 6 tournament that helped him gain notoriety. And then just through one thing I want to point out about Andre Ward. We know he retired undefeated. Andre Ward is a consummate professional. Throughout his career, he didn't really badmouth people like that. I know some people will think like, oh, he badmouthed Canelo. I think Andre Ward is just one of those people. He wants to fight the best, whoever the best is available. And to that point, there was a time when he was trying to fight Gennady Golovkin, when everybody thought Gennady Golovkin was like this monster. And to a degree, he was to other people, to other fighters. But Andre Ward, I remember seeing Andre Ward before he moved up to 175 to fight Kovalev and ultimately, retire. He had an interview. I think he was wearing like all white, if I could remember correctly. And he was just talking about his career and how he's perceived. And he was like, he's talking about Golovkin. And then there was another interview where he was talking about Golovkin. And he was like, I have the emails where they're lying on my name. I think people tried to paint Andre Ward as like he's not a draw, he doesn't really want to fight, and that's not even his ilk. That's not in his DNA like that. Virgil Hunter was his trainer, and they both were like, we tried to fight Golovkin, and Golovkin didn't want to fight. Now, am I saying Gennady Golovkin was scared of Andre Ward? No, I don't think these two particular fighters were scared of each other, but I think Andre Ward wanted to fight him more than he wanted to fight Andre Ward, because Andre Ward never ducked any smoke, man. Never ducked any smoke. He was very good with his fundamentals. I don't think Andre Ward really went into his bag in his career, his bag of tricks that he had, because he never had to. One of the best IQs, ring generalship that I've seen in our generation. Until the Kovalev fight, you never really seen Dre in trouble like that in the ring. And that's rare. The Kovalev fight, he had to dig deep, especially the first fight. And the second fight, he just kept going to the body and got the victory. But after that, I thought he was going to fight a couple of more fights. People were talking about him fighting Bivol, Beterbiev. His name wasn't up there yet. But Andre Ward is not scared of none of these guys. He wasn't scared. And when he retired, like in his 30s, I was like, dang, why is he retiring? And it came out shortly afterwards that he had like knee surgery. He had like knee injuries that we didn't know about. And that just shows you his grit. Andre Ward, I'm not going to make any excuses as to why I'm not performing at my best. Every boxer gets injuries. And Dre never missed weight. Carried himself like a dignified human being, a man. Always talked about his kids and taking care of stuff. He was like just a man's man. And that's missing today in boxing. I don't think Andre Ward would have, if he was ignorant, if he was a loudmouth, if he didn't have any diction, if he was uneducated in the sense of boxing, if he wasn't articulate, if he wasn't self-aware, I'm being honest, he would probably have been a bigger fighter. That's our society. The more ignorant you are, the more out of character you portray yourself to the general public, the wilder the statements that you make about other people, about boxing, the way you act, the more immature you act, you will garner more attention. And Andre Ward was just about, he had a spine. He had he had this thing about him where his integrity meant more than anything. It wasn't always about money. It wasn't about fame. It wasn't about even just embarrassing my opponent. It's like, I come here, I do my job, I win, I go home to my wife and kids, and then we'll draw up the next fight. It wasn't about being showy. You know, he's not a pretentious guy. But in the ring, he was a master. He was a master. And I think some people, like, man, some things are left to be desired because he retired young and he could have just did more and fought bigger names. But I think he did what he was called to do. And I know Andre Ward's a God-fearing man. So am I. Well, you know, at least I try to be. He did what he came to do in boxing. And I think over the course of history, he'll be one of the forgotten greats of our time, man. Just because he's mature and he's responsible. It sounds crazy as an adult to say, man, he mature, he's responsible, he's a family man, so he's not as famous, but that's the society that exists today. And it's existed for a while. I think Dre was aware of that, so he tried to stand out. And he stood on his morals and values as he should. But I wanted to touch on this. Dre, he won't be forgotten by me, but I know people, even now, you know, he's just like Andre Ward. Yeah, he was good. He retired undefeated, but it don't mean anything. But he accomplished a lot in his career in the sport of boxing. So I appreciate him. I want to know what y'all think about Andre Ward's career. Do y'all think he would have beat Beterbiev? Do y'all think he would have beat Benavidez, Bivol if he would have stayed? What do you think about him as a fighter? You know, I try not to get too much into people's personal lives because I don't know them. And even if I did, that's not something to be discussed online. But from what I've seen in the ring and how he carried himself in relation to the boxing community and the culture, he was one of one. And we probably won't see another Andre Ward again. But let me know what y'all think. Comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.